सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. Thank you all for coming. I think we have a big crowd today. I think there are many new faces, so let's introduce quickly.
We did introduce some of them, but we will be happy to do it again.
And you can introduce your speaker later on.
Sure.
So let's start from you.
Sure. My name is Vipin Kalia.
Kashyap Vasavda.
Shraddha Vasavda.
Narendra Bhardwaj. Jitendra Islam.
Kumar Dave. Thakur Bhai Dave.
Sobha.
And Hemlata Dave.
Hemlata Dave.
Nirmala Dave.
Sanjay K.
Deepa Parikh. Pramila Shah.
Mani Subramanian. Vimal Patel. Girla Rahuja. Kirti Jani. Naresh Joshi.
Welcome to this HAVAN monthly meeting. HAVAN stands for Hindu American Vanprasthi Network and not the HAVAN, that yagna that we are talking about. So for the benefit, just a couple of minutes for the new members, what this group is all about. I think 3-4 years back, nationally, people were thinking about that first generation of Indians came in 50s and 60s and 70s, and they all are retiring now. So about 100,000 Indians are going to be retired in coming 10 years. So what are they doing, or what are their plans? People who are already retired and to be retired. We have people who have already retired, and me and Vipin Bhai are on the verge of retirement. So when you ask somebody who is retired and about to be retired, what's the plan? What are you guys doing? It's a vacationing and grandchildren. I think the whole aim for that conference, first national conference, what we did was engaging this Vanprasthi into some meaningful activities. I think one will get tired about vacationing and the grandchildren, right? And if the children go from Texas to California to New York, how often you go after that? So anyway, so we had identified like 4 projects or 4 areas where Vanprasthi is more interested in it. One was health, second one was networking, third one was seva, service, and the fourth one was financial planning and all that. So we had a very successful conference in 2011, and one of the resolution at the end of the conference was to meet, form a local group here and meet once a month and then find out what are the activities for. So since then, last 2 years, we are meeting here, and mostly we enjoy this meeting because it's all social and gathering, and today we are going to have a dinner also. So some of the things that we did in the past was talk about the health, sugar and blood pressures, and then we have added spiritual part of it, which is the foundation of this HAVAN. So we are doing satsang also. That's what the basic activities are for. So welcome, do please come. Third Thursday of each month at 6 o'clock. We may have to change this timing.
6:30.
Now we'll do 6:30. Because in the winter, it was so dark and the temple was closing, so we changed that to 6. But now, let's from the next month, we'll do through 6:30.
Sure.
We can write a letter to our trustees to extend half an hour every Thursday so that we can all have at least hour and a half.
Okay.
Well,
We'll have hour and a half today, anyway, still 8 o'clock. 8 anyway. So
8 o'clock.
But somebody said it's strictly closed at 7:30.
No, not
It used to be 5:30 to 7:30, so it was really, and the people were
There is
thinking,
no need for
There's no reason. We have.
so we are fine, yeah.
Do you guys want to do dinner first and then presentation? Right?
no,
I think we should
Okay.
continue.
Continue and then,
Okay.
yeah.
So let me introduce Dana. Dana, before I introduce you, let me kind of give a little background. Many groups in the community have discussed about a ashram or a retirement community for people from Indian origin. So this, I have heard, been discussed in multiple groups for last 30-40 years. However, this is always a difficult project to bring to fruition because of the time commitment and the money commitment and so on and so forth. And a few weeks back, I was listening to the NPR radio, and they did a segment about a new retirement community coming up in Carmel called Barrington. And it's still under construction, so I thought, let me give them a call. And the Barrington people were absolutely fabulous, starting with Dana. They were very welcoming, and they said, you know, we're building over here, you're welcome to come piggyback with us, and we have all the infrastructure joined. So first I met with Dana. She's chief of their sales, and I think a few other people went with me that day. Then we had a couple of follow-up meetings, and also from their corporate office, and they were also very enthused with the idea. And they have, Barrington has facilities in multiple states in the United States, including in Texas, and I know we have a HAVAN chapter there. So our hope is that not only do we develop a local relationship, but we can piggyback with them with the national HMEC and VHPA and take them to piggyback with the HAVAN presentations over there, so we can have multiple national relationships as well. So she was very kind to come and share with us. She was a little bit hesitant on, you know, she didn't know, so I told her not to worry, we would welcome her with open arms. She's from Hagerstown, and my sister-in-law is from Newcastle, so I told her we are bringing multiculturalism into smaller communities. So Dana has been wonderful, so please welcome her, and she would tell us about the Barrington facility.
Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste. Namaste.
Vipin has been excellent with trying to help me understand your culture, but please excuse me if I mispronounce words or I don't totally understand something. Just give me a little time. I will catch on quickly, I promise. He was very kind at explaining to me what namaste means, so that I can feel comfortable and be welcoming to you as you are welcoming to me. Basically, what we've had long conversations about is the ideal solution for a full cycle of life. Basically, in your culture, the way I understand it is that you are accustomed to family taking care of each other, but now with the way that times have changed, that makes it more difficult for all of us. Not just your culture, but I think for all cultures in the United States, we cannot depend on our families like we used to in the past. So we need to look at different avenues as to how we can take care of our entire life cycle. Again, like I said, Vipin's been very good at trying to educate me as to the, is it Vedic?
Vedic.
Vedic guidance to come up with the best solution. Traditionally, that, in my understanding, that is an ashram? Ashram. So, in essence, what we are trying to build together as one another, as a group, is an ashram. I know that ashrams are a very powerful symbol throughout Hindu history, and one of the most important Hindu kings that my people are most familiar with is going to be Gandhi. So this is actually the Gandhi ashram. A sample of an ashram that is already in the United States right now, which I think a lot of you are already familiar with, and I can't even pronounce it. Okay. But this is an ashram in Florida. What we are hoping to do is to partner with you so that the Barrington of Carmel can be your ashram. And as you discussed earlier, I know that you have your HAVAN meetings here the third Thursday of every month at 6. I appreciate you inviting me this evening. But I also wanted to extend to you that in the future, once we are up and running, we would love to sponsor your events in our community.
Thank you very much.
So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Barrington of Carmel and what we stand for and the services that we provide. And what we think sets us apart from other retirement communities or ashrams is the fact that we can provide certainty, predictability, and a self-directed life. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that and our life care guarantee. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Carmel. Has anyone been by our construction site? I know Dr. Collier's been by, and there were a few other visitors, but we are actually located at 116th Street and Guilford Road, which is like three city blocks off of Meridian or US 31, right in the heart of Carmel. We also have a local partnership with St. Vincent Hospital. Right now, that is just kind of a verbal partnership that we have with them. They are known for their expertise in gerontology and working with the aging. So we wanted to tap into their expertise, and so they are helping us along the way as we are building our community. Does that mean that if you are involved with any other local hospitals that you can no longer, go to see those physicians? No, it doesn't. This is just a partnership for them to help us grow. So you would still maintain the same physicians that you always see today. The Barrington of Carmel is going to be made up of 134 independent living residences or apartments. We also will have 56 assisted living suites, 26 memory support suites, and 48 skilled nursing suites. What's not indicated up here is we will also have rehab on site as well. So our residents, if they need rehab, if they have a total knee or a hip replacement or something like that, they have the peace of mind of knowing that they can stay right there in their community and do their rehab. So just to kind of review what the 4 levels of care are, with our independent living, what we are shooting for is that it will be the same vibrant lifestyle that you're currently living now, only we are going to enhance that with our amenities to make it more of a resort style type living environment. Assisted living, you'll still be able to enjoy living independently, but maybe you just need a little assistance with your daily activities such as toileting, bathing, something like that. Memory support, I think, is kind of self-explanatory. It gives you the added security and the peace of mind of knowing that you or your loved ones are going to be cared for in a secure environment, and we're going to be able to take care and assist our residents with anything that they need in memory care. Skilled nursing, our goal is to be the best skilled nursing in the Indianapolis and Carmel area. And the one thing that I like to point out about our skilled nursing as well is that it will be in a very natural home-like environment. It's not going to be institutionalized like a hospital or maybe the memories that some of us have of a nursing home of years ago. We have some partners that are involved with us in this venture. We have Mayflower Communities, which is a not-for-profit sponsor. We also have Senior Quality Lifestyles Corporation, which is a not-for-profit as well. They are our primary sponsorship. And again, if you'll notice, they're both not-for-profits, and we're going to talk a little bit more about how a not-for-profit is important here in just a little bit. Greystone is our developer. We feel very fortunate that they are helping us with the development of the community. They have been in business since 1982 and have been involved in the development of retirement communities in excess of 300 across the United States. So we feel pretty fortunate in being able to tap into their expertise. AG Architecture is the national architect group that is on the project. LaSessi Construction is the contracting group. We are very pleased because when LaSessi came in, they were very instrumental in utilizing the community's assets and talents by employing over 300 local people in this project. So we felt good about that as well. And Ziegler Capital is in charge of all of our financing. So what are the benefits of a not-for-profit? Well, number one, the first benefit is resident council. We feel that it's very important that our residents have a say. It's their community, so we want them to have a say in how everything is run. The activities, we will actually, as smaller groups from resident council, there will be groups that will meet on food so that you can come and tell us, okay, we didn't like this today, or can you include this, sometime. Also, activities, the different activities that are going on. We want our residents to tell us what they want to do. We have a pretty good idea of what we think people want to do, but if they're not telling us what they really enjoy doing, then we're not doing our jobs. The operating surpluses in a not-for-profit are reinvested back into the community. So this, in essence, when we open up, we're with reinvesting these surpluses. 20 years from now, our community will be just as nice as it is when we open up this fall. There's also a lower cost of capital and lower operating costs. So just to kind of give you a imaginary, just kind of imagine in your mind what these apartments will look like. Like Vipin said, we are still under construction, so we don't have apartments that you can come in and actually look at. You can only visualize it in your minds. So right now, all of our apartments will have designer full-size kitchens with granite countertops and all the major appliances. And we actually have an information center across from the construction site where I work, and that's where I've met with Vipin. And you can actually come in and see the standard appliances and the different finishes that are going to be included. There'll also be custom cabinetry, tile in the kitchens, and baths and carpet in all of the living areas. And we were really pleased when we saw how good they did with walk-in closets. The closet space is really good, so we've been pleased about that. On each floor, there's going to be individual storage units for each apartment. They're like 4 by 4 by 4, so they're not huge, but they're large enough that you could store like maybe your different decorations, family photos, that type thing. Each apartment you'll be able to personally control the temperature yourself. It's going to have 9-foot ceilings, so it'll give you that big open feel. Every apartment will have window coverings, but you will be able to put your own drapes or curtains, however you would want to decorate them. Every apartment comes with a full-size washer and dryer, and unless you're on the main floor where you would have a patio, all the other apartments will have balconies. Some of the amenities that we will have a full-service dining room. So that's where you can come in and you'll be served restaurant style. We'll also have a cafe, bistro, pub. We're not sure what it's going to be called yet, but it's going to be more for like soups and salads and sandwiches, something more on the light side. So let's say you've been out walking on the trail that goes around the community, and you come in and you just want something light, you can opt to go there versus going to the restaurant. We'll also have a private dining room so that if you would like to reserve it for special parties or special meetings or anything like that, you can do that as well. State-of-the-art fitness. We're currently working with some of the residents trying to get a feel for what type of fitness equipment are they used to using right now, so that we can get a good idea of what they want and what they're already comfortable with using. We will also have trainers on staff as well that can help with that as well. We'll have a wellness center so that, let's say in the fall when we all need to get our flu shots, you can go to the wellness center and get your flu shot. Club room. Does anyone here play cards at all? Okay. We will have club rooms to where we've actually got several depositors already that come in monthly to play bridge. But there's all different kinds of card games and things out there. So this again is where we would want input from our residents. Let us know what you want us to organize so we can get that set up. Creative Arts Studio. We will have an area where you can go and maybe you can do painting or ceramics, or maybe we've got some ladies that like to knit or crochet, or again, this is going to be all driven by our residents. We'll have a library and resource